Hi guys, in a sort of twisted way, fibs that Boris Johnson told in order to convince people to vote for his party in 2019 could end up helping Nigel Farage and Reform UK. So over 5 years ago, when Johnson and the Tories called the general election, they promised the public that 40 new hospitals would be built. This, like many other statements Boris made, were complete and utter crap. The number 40 was later downgraded to about 20, and this didn't even mean new hospitals, but in some cases replacement for closed units and a lick of paint on existing ones. However, this could end up helping Farage, as political commentator Duncan Barks explains.
On the front of The Guardian this morning, new hospitals, which we desperately need. Boris Johnson said they were going to build 40, which obviously hasn't happened. But this plan is falling apart under Labour as well.
So Boris Johnson famously said in the run-up to the 2019 election that they would build 40 new hospitals. Now, that was always misleading because it wasn't 40, as people would understand it, 40 brand new hospitals built from the ground. A lot of it included renovating and refurbishing existing buildings. Nevertheless, even that is not going to be achieved. Now, West Streeting announced in September that only 12 of the 40 projects could go ahead. Now it seems he's going to announce this week that of the remainder, only a handful of those are even going to go ahead just because we don't have the money. It's not as if suddenly these hospitals are fine and they no longer need work. It's just that there isn't the money to pay for it. And you're right, people who maybe go to their local A&E or for whatever reason have to visit the local hospital can see it's fallen down around their ears, and they'll say, well, hang on a minute, the Tories promised to fix it. Labour have come in and now they're going to cancel it. And again, who's standing waiting in the wings to pick up all this public disquiet? Reform UK and maybe the Lib Dems in certain parts of the country as well. So
there you have it. So who's waiting in the wings? Who's going to take advantage of this situation? Nigel Farage and, to a lesser extent, the Liberal Democrats. Because Farage will just say, well, I would fix this problem. The Tories promised 40 new hospitals. Labour isn't delivering on the NHS. If we were in charge, we would fix this straight away. Give us a chance. So what needs to happen is the Labour government need to be clear with the public about the promises that Boris Johnson made and how that's not feasible. But also they have to truly rebuild the NHS, because if they don't succeed, if the waiting list doesn't come down, if people don't see an improvement in A&E, then what are they going to do? They're going to vote for Reform UK. Is that going to fix the problem? Of course it's not. Farage supports the idea of privatised healthcare, an American-style model. That would be an utter disaster. The rich would receive treatment and everyone else would struggle. So that's not the way to go. But all Farage has to do is point the finger and say, it's not working. And the public will look and say, yes, it's not working. Maybe we need to try something different. And this is what we're going to hear. I can guarantee you, mark these words, you're going to hear how the NHS is broken, how it needs to be replaced, how it's dysfunctional, it's a waste of money, huge amounts of cash are going in, and productivity is going down. Labour have not succeeded. Labour are supposed to be fixing it. This is the rhetoric you're going to hear. And Farage and other parties are going to jump on this and use it to their advantage. Boris Johnson destroyed trust in politics. It's going to be difficult for the Labour Party, the Labour government, to rebuild that trust. They haven't started out in a very good way when it came to, for example, the winter fuel allowance and others. So they have a lot of work to do, both politically and when it comes to rebuilding the country. I don't know if they can succeed between now and 2029. Their work is cut out for them. But if they don't succeed, and it's twofold. It's not just rebuilding public services, it's also rebuilding trust. Because even if you do really well, if you grow the economy and you rebuild those public services and the public don't feel it, they don't think it, they don't know about it, then they're going to kick you out anyway. So while West Streeting is talking about how things need to be cut back or whatever, I don't know the ins and outs of that, but he needs to deliver a message to the public. Look, Boris Johnson and the Tories lied to you. They were dishonest. They promised you 40 new hospitals. That was pie in the sky. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to rebuild the ones that we have. We're going to build new ones if necessary, but be honest with the public about that. Don't promise something that you can't deliver, because if you don't deliver that and the public see that, they're going to kick you out. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.